Oh my gosh, guys, I just got out of the doctor for my physical, and yeah, I've got little veins, and she poked me 3 times, both hands, because she can't get them out of my arms. Yeah, I hate it. I hate coming, but I've only got to come every 6 months, so that's a good thing. Good morning, y'all. Tabby Toe 1986 here. It is Wednesday, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining outside. And Wes's mama called me yesterday, and she told me that her sister, who's in her late 80s and taking care of her husband, he's got kind of like dementia, and he broke his hip the end of last year. But anyway, she has to take care of him, and she can't really go anywhere. She does have a nighttime nurse that comes to take care of him so she can actually sleep. But anyways, they need their recycling took, and I said I'd take it. And they always want to pay me, and I'm like, you don't have to pay me. I mean, you're family. I'm just trying to be helpful and be nice and, take care of y'all. I did clean her bathroom, by the way, if I didn't say. And she tried to pay me $10, and I wouldn't take it. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be going anywhere today. Well, I gotta go to town and get my medicine because they refilled it yesterday. And that nurse, can you see the bruises? She poked me 2 times on this hand. I mean, be thankful if you've got regular veins, because I don't. I've got little tiny veins, and they're hard to find. So, I've been going to the doctor since, I think, 2013, whenever I started having issues, and I didn't feel good. My face was red. So I went to the doctor, and they told me I had high blood pressure. So now I'm on a low dose of high blood pressure medicine. And I know I was too young to be on high blood pressure medicine, but it is what it is. I gained weight really fast. But at that time of my life, I was really depressed, and I found food as comfort. So that's my thing. Like, it's always, I lose weight and then I gain it because I give up on myself and I lose the motivation. But I'm determined again, because she took blood out of this one first, and yeah, it's bruised too. So yeah, I went through it, y'all. That's why I went to Chili's to reward myself from going through the pain. But, yeah, there's no taking it out of my arm. Yeah, no taking it out of my arm. So, anyways, the kitty's trying to still sleep. I had to turn on the lights so I could put my pants on. She's still sleepy, ain't you, kitty? Yeah. You can stay. I won't make the bed until you get up, okay? I promise. But yeah, I was going to go get to the pharmacy and get my medicine. And then I might still go over to Wes's mama's, because I know she gets lonely, because she's just by herself in that big house. And I mean, to be 93, because we were trying to figure it up. We thought she was 91, but she told me the other day when I went over there that she's 93. But I got her bathroom all spotless and clean. I love those Swiffer mops. They do good. And they're easy and, yeah, portable, not heavy. But that's my day. I've got $20 left. My daddy, when I went to lunch with him, he gave me some money, because he said he didn't want to show favoritism, and he had to give my sister some money. So he gave me some money, and yes, my nose is running. I apologize. But it's the morning. That's what my nose does. But that's why I was able to go to Chili's. And I was able to go to Walmart, and I bought me that little kitchen soap that I needed, since our little soap pump thing, like the pump messed up, and it wouldn't pump out. Like, it would I don't know. Anyway, I had to throw away the pump, and I was just like smacking it on my hand to get the soap out. If you know the struggle bus, you know. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and that's what I did. So, something that's going on the little nurse lady, because I don't really have a doctor. I've got like a, you know, the nurse right below a doctor. That's who I've got. Because my doctor quit, like I've told you, because she had a baby and she didn't want to come back. And I guess if you're rich, you can do whatever you want. But anyways, she told me that, would you like a mammogram this year, or you want to wait till next year? And I was like, what? I was thinking you had to be 50 until you had to get your boobs smashed down like a pancake, and I don't want to do that. So I told her next year, but I'll probably keep on avoiding it, because I don't want that. I don't want to get that done. I know it's for my own protection or whatever, but I'll be alright. I mean, if the Lord wants to take me, He's going to take me. So it is what it is. I'm not afraid of going like a lot of people are. I'm not afraid. I'm sure I can't say that. So that's why I just pointed. Golly bum, it is pouring down. Gee whiz. I gotta go down there. And I brought home one chicken tender yesterday. Those Chipotle chicken tenders are so good. And yes, I didn't show myself eating it because I knew it would be messy, and I figured y'all were tired of me eating on those short videos. And then the one time I don't eat, somebody complains about me not actually eating the food. So, I mean, it is what it is, and I'm still learning about the music, and I even took time. I took like five minutes or so just trying to figure out how high to put the music so you could. I shouldn't have even talked. I should have just put, this is my husband's pasta that I got him, and I shouldn't have talked. But now I know. Don't talk on your shorts and turn the music down. I get it. So, I mean, nobody's perfect, and I'm still learning, and I don't have money for an editing program that you have to pay for. And I do have a laptop, but we don't even use it. It's just sitting in the corner, and we don't even use it. And yeah, that's just one of them things. But I'm gonna go down there and take my medicine. I'm gonna make me some breakfast. Yesterday, before the doctor, I did eat too many cucumbers, and I ate a handful of blueberries. So I did have a little bit on my belly, and I figured those food items would help me with my blood supply. But like this hand, the first hand that she worked on, she was like, it's coming out, but it was just slow motion. Like I usually turn my head when they take my blood, you know, but this time I was like fully watching her. And then she accidentally moved the needle, and it like splattered inside of the tube. And I was like, is that normal? And she's like, it was my fault. I took out the needle too far. So then she switched over to this hand, and she's like, I'm sorry, hun. She was a country nurse. And I said, that's all right. I'm used to it. And I told her I was sorry for being so difficult, but I can't help it. But yeah, it's going to take a while for my hands to feel better, because they're sore and they're bruised and they're sensitive. Which I'm just a sensitive person, as you know. I told the little nurse lady, because she was like, let me feel your neck. And then I was like, I know, I've got my face is so fat. And she started laughing. She said, yeah, when you gain weight, it usually goes right here. And that's where my weight's gone, plus my gut. But, you know, it is what it is. And I told her that, yes, I've gained my weight back from 2 years ago. I lost I think I was 26 pounds down by myself. No medicine, no coaches. I just did what I did. And I was a member of the YMCA, and I went. I was like dedicated. I was there when the doors opened. That's one thing I don't like about YMCA. It's like they're not like Planet Fitness, and they're not open 24/7. But I understand, because it's a family place and they have different activities and stuff. But I wish that their actual gym with all the workout equipment was a 24/7. Because it would just make more sense, and then all the senior citizens that get to go for free, won't be in the way, because they like to hang out on the equipment and like talk, and I'm like, I'm waiting on you to move, buddy. And that was one of the reasons. And their gym was nasty. It was like dusty, and they didn't clean good. But I mean, I've got my weights here, my little weights, and I got my big old 15-pound weights and that 15-pound ball in the office that I can use. I got my yoga mat, and I got my treadmill. So I just got to do it, y'all. And I can always go to the park or just outside and start walking on the road. Like, as long as I get my steps in. And when I was waiting on the doctor, because it takes forever there, which they got me back there pretty quick. I mean, I probably stayed 10 minutes in the actual waiting room with everybody, and then they took me back to the one room. Oh, and I will tell you how much I weigh, but like I said, the doctor's scale always makes you weigh more, and it makes you feel bad about yourself. But I did have my shoes on and all my clothes, and yeah, so you have to take away that. It said I weighed 236.4, and I can't remember the last time or how much I weighed the last time I talked to y'all. I think it was 238. I don't know, but I was on my period last time. This time I wasn't. But my scale at home, and I let it go to 0 before I step on it because it's a digital one. It said I weighed 232 point whatever this morning. So I'm just going to go by what my scale says at home because it makes me feel better. And dude, if I could lose 30 pounds, I'd be 200 pounds. I mean, I'd still be obese in the doctor's eye, but at least I would fit in clothes and feel like I'm a normal person, But that's my head. I mean, I just want to be happy, and you can't be happy when people's constantly talking about your size, and it's just irritating, and I get tired of not being able to fit in my clothes or wear the clothes that I want to wear, and I'm just over it, and I just gotta. Oh, and she told me, the little nurse lady, she said, the best diet you can do is the Mediterranean diet. And I'm like, that's exactly everything I don't like. Like fish. I'll eat vegetables, but it's a bunch of weird stuff. And I'm from the South. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna like all that weird stuff they eat. Those little tiny balls, what are they called? Chickpeas or something. I ain't gonna eat that trash. I'd rather just eat like my grilled chicken and my vegetables and like my blueberries in the morning, maybe some strawberries. I'm spitting. And like, I like eating cucumbers, and I know that's a Korean thing. Like, Koreans, they'll eat noodles and all kinds of stuff, which, I mean, you don't have to eat breakfast like eggs and bacon and, the traditional breakfast. That's just what Americans do, But we do have a pack of sausage. It's mainly going to be for my husband. I might eat one occasionally, like a sausage patty, as long as it's burnt, because that's what I like. But I'm going to focus just mainly on like boiled eggs, scrambled eggs. I know fried eggs ain't good for you, like as good as a boiled egg, but I probably will eat fried eggs on occasion, because I do like that, and I'll still eat my omelets too. I'm not completely not going to stop eating what I like, but I'm just going to make better choices throughout the week. That way I can eat a good meal on the weekend. A good fatty meal, like Chili's or Pizza Hut or Raising Cane's or Burger King. I don't know why. I'm always craving Burger King burgers. It's probably because that charbroil taste or whatever. I like them. I just like your #1 Whopper meal, and then with a side of honey mustard, so I can put that honey mustard on my Whopper. Because if y'all don't get it with cheese, because that's not a Whopper. You're taking away from the flavor, like I've said before, if you put cheese on a Whopper. And that's the only place that I don't eat cheese on my burger. Everywhere else, I put cheese on it. Or when I go out for lunch with my dad, I'm going to splurge and I'm going to eat what I want. Or eat wherever we're going, you know. I'll eat. But yeah, I'm definitely over that Peppo's. It's just overpriced. The music's too loud. There's too many plants. I mean, they smack you in the face. You're trying to, like, go in line, and they have a trail of plants, and you have to dunk down. Even me, at 5 foot. Which I told the doctor I was 5'1", just so I could feel better about myself. But, I mean, maybe I am. I don't know. I don't know the exact height. I just know I am shrinking. Because I was 5'2" when I was in elementary school. I think I was 5 foot by the time I was in 2nd grade. Or maybe 3rd grade. Yeah, probably 3rd grade. And then by 5th grade I was 5'2". And then I just stopped. But I always heard that once a girl gets her period, she stops growing. And I got my period at the age of 10, so maybe that's why I stopped growing. Because I was an early bloomer, unfortunately. I know some people that's got their period like at 18. I was like, dude, I wish I could have waited until I was 18. But, yeah, more you know, girls. I know mostly girls watch my vlogs or videos, so I'm just going to be honest on here and talk about girl stuff sometimes. Oh, I guess we'll go down there. I got to put his clothes up too, because if you leave the basket out, I folded his clothes last night. And if you leave this basket out, the kitty's going to get in there and sleep in it and get hair all over the clothes. So, something we've been dealing with, and I've told you about it before, is Miss Kitty is old. And she has these moments about 3 times a month. She'll throw up all of her food, which I told you all about. And it's all solid, and we got to throw it away, and it's a waste. And then she'll go behind my husband's man cave big screen television and take a poo in the very center where we can't reach it. So he eventually, a few weeks ago, he moved his television out from the window so you can like get back there easily. And yeah, the day that she threw up and I was telling you about it, she also went behind the television and pooped a big old pile. And yeah, he had to go clean it up. I'm burping before I even eat anything. And then, so he was like, you know what? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, and we're going to, figure out a solution. So he goes to Food City and buys those little pee pads for the cat box, her litter box. And he's like, I'm going to put these pads behind the television so whenever she has to have an episode, she can poo-poo on the pad and I can just throw the pad away. And I'm like, that's actually a good idea if she'll actually go back there once the pads are back there. Because I feel like once she sees there's something back there, she ain't going to poop back there. And she'll find another spot in the house to poop. But it's always behind our television. She'll poop behind the bed. She'll go in the office and she'll poop behind that bed. I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't want to take her to the vet because they'll just, make us spend an arm and a leg just to tell us that there's nothing we can do because she's old. So I'm not even going to waste my time with a vet because they're just gold diggers. I mean, money hungry. I mean, they took advantage of us when Dobby was sick. I mean, yeah, I get they had to run a test to see what was wrong with him. But once they told us that he had heartworms, she was like, do you want us to do the senior test? Do you want us to give him a shot to kill the baby? heartworms so they can't get any bigger and all this crap. And we ended up paying $600, and then not even 2 days later we had to put him to sleep because he was in misery. And I feel like those shots made it worse. He was just hacking, and he couldn't breathe, and it was just horrible, y'all. I mean, that's the only bad thing about having an animal. You gotta watch them pass away or get sick and pass away. But that's just part of life. I mean, if you're willing to have an animal, you're just gonna have to deal with the aftermath of watching them pass away, and it's just hard. But man alive, I want a dog so bad. My husband won't let me get one. And I mean, I understand dogs are expensive if you truly care about them. And like, I felt like a bad pet mom because he had heartworms, but I didn't know they got them from mosquitoes. And he was an outside dog all of his life until he was 10 when his sister passed away, and we brought him in. I'm pretty sure that's what his sister passed away from too. I just came home from work and found her in the yard, you know, gone. And it was rough, but at least we know now we're going to have to spend $200 a month extra on top of dog food and all the other little vitamins and stuff that I used to buy for Dobby. We'll have to buy for the next dog we do get, if we get another dog. And I want to, you know, be helpful and go to a shelter and adopt a dog. But we did that once, and the dog was crazy, and it only liked me, and it tolerated Wes, but it growled at my niece. So I ended up finding somebody else to take the dog, and it was just a whole thing. So I really don't want to do that again. And like I said before, I'm a boxer person. He's determined to get another boxer. So whenever I get a puppy, I'll show you, because we're going to get a puppy so we can raise it, and it can be rotten and a big baby like Dobby and Luna was, and Mojo, and Cody Joe. That's how many boxers I've had. Actually, I had Brandy, but I didn't have her a long time. Somebody gave us her, and she had puppies, and then we gave them away, and yeah. But Mojo, or Cody Joe, was first. I got him when I was 12. And then his son Mojo, I had him in my late teens, early 20s. And he passed away because of a slipped disc in his back, because we felt sorry for this chocolate lab that my husband's kinfolk had, and she had Alzheimer's, and she forgot to feed him, and he was skin and bones. So we took him, and we got him off fat, and he was a big old boy. He's probably like 130 pounds. He was a big chocolate lab. His name was Buddy. But we, you know, they were good buddies. Like Mojo and Buddy got along, but every time Buddy would get excited, he would jump up on the back of Mojo. And one day he did it, and it made Mojo's disc in his back slip, and he couldn't stand up. Like, he just drug his back feet like a penguin walks. And he eventually started bleeding like his legs. And I tried to wrap his feet up, and I took him to the vet, and they gave him medicine, and they were like, you gotta put him in a crate so he'll get better. And he just wasn't getting better. And he was 7 years old, and we had to put him down. And he's buried in our backyard, because that's where we're going to put all of our animals eventually, even the ones that we cremated. Eventually, once we get all the trees and brushes cut down and everything looking nice back there. And I know you can't help your neighbors, but, you know, everybody always wishes they had better neighbors, and I'm one of those. But that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyways, I'm going to go down there, take my meds, make breakfast.